Hey everyone, this is Rob,
Hey, Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast and everything you need to know about old school RuneScape.
Meep mer.
All right, so
Do it.
this week,
Do it.
so this
Do it.
week,
Meep.
up on the docket,
Merp.
we have Dead Man Apocalypse, the
Oh my
winners of Dead Man Apocalypse, as
Mhm.
it were. So we'll be going over that briefly. Then stuff that we also went over last week as well is going to be the Hunter Guild, but this time it'll be
More
more
feedback.
feedback. Who would have thought? Then, if someone asked Jagex a question, we have that here with the axe overview for Forestry Part 2.
Mhm.
Obviously, talking about the two-handed axes. Hopefully, they made them not bad.
Very presumptuous of you. You haven't even read the notes.
I
It's
haven't.
actually just about regular bronze pick axes. Oh, God, I messed it up by saying pickaxe.
Yeah, it's actually only about the scythe, which is technically kind of like an axe, maybe.
It is like an axe.
So, speaking of something that was axed, apparently last week, we thought the open beta for mobile was there, but it
I don't
might
know what
have,
they said, but it's not, and now it's out.
either we read it was there and it got axed, or it was just never there, and
And we're
maybe
liars.
it's here now. Either way, we'll be going over that so you can get the full 411 on what's going on with the mobile rework.
Mhm.
And finally, the only thing that I have actually read is today's
So
update,
far.
Wednesday, the 27th, and that's going to be the Scar Essence mine. So something really exciting. I'm sure everyone was looking forward to. Also, something I'm sure everyone was looking forward to, or is looking forward to rather, is going to be our Q&A that of course we have at the end of every stream. And if you want to participate, asking questions or just giving us interesting commentary, feel free to ask your questions over on Discord would be the best place.
Yeah, Discord, any of our socials, which we'll say at the end, or discord.gg/Bunebape.
Yes, feel free to join as well if you want to play games with other people, whether that be RuneScape or otherwise, or just listen to drunken rants at 2 in the morning. Who knows? Anyways,
That's
though,
not us.
we do have some even more interesting stuff to go over. I know, crazy. How can it get more interesting? But it will with Michelle's update.
I don't like that you hyped it up that much. I feel like it's not that good.
It's going to be impossibly
I hate
impressive.
that you did that actually, because
Well,
now nothing's gonna seem that cool.
Now you can't let them down.
Anyway,
So seven scythes
no, done a lot of tops this week. Haven't seen a single purple in anyone's name.
besides the scythe.
No, no, actually.
Nice.
I did a few deathless. I don't know. I'm still learning it. Still kind of is my least favorite raid for sure. Did some chambers. We actually saw some purples at chambers. Can you imagine like a purple at chambers? So rare.
Yeah.
Someone got a dins and I got a 3 mil split from that because I have not been making like any gold now. Like I got the arcane sigil the other week and got 30 mil or something. That's like the only gold I've really made this month since I've been doing my little content wheel thing. So I am taking whatever splits I could get. My cash stack's like, it's gone down from like 130 mil to 88 mil now. So I'm taking what I could get. I don't know where most of that's gone, so don't ask.
Wow, let me shed a tear for you, the rich.
Is that why you just look so emotional?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. I was
Yeah.
wiping away my singular tear for all the billionaires in RuneScape.
And then I got a purple in my name, which I was very excited about. It took me 82 raids since my last purple. I got an Elder Maul.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a mega rare.
A mega giga rare.
Yeah, it was my second mega rare on like my 540th KC. My first mega rare was a Kodai at 10 KC, so I'm only missing the T-bow, which is a lot of pressure because now I'm just scared I'm gonna get a dupe of one of these.
Yeah, you've never funny enough, you've never gotten any of the good rares at any of the raids.
What a cool fun fact we're sharing right now.
Yeah.
You've never gotten anything good. I do have 3 TOA pets.
Yeah,
Sad brag.
like I said, none of the good ones.
Dang, Rover. I know Shadow's the only thing I'm missing, and then yeah, Tob, nothing really cool. But actually, a Vernix worth 80 mil. That was
Yeah,
nice.
I was like, you got the second most expensive item there, so.
Is a Vernic the 7? I thought Rapier was more.
The rapier is 40 mil. How much is the?
I don't understand why Tob is everyone's favorite for making money when Tob's drops are not worth as much.
Well, it used to be.
The Fang
the
replaced
rapier
that.
used to be more than anything. Well, not anything, but it used to be one of the more expensive items there. But yeah, it dropped in price a lot. So
It's crazy.
yeah, unfortunate. And besides that, the Sanguine Esty, I remember when the Sang
Oh,
might
yeah.
be more than the
Yeah, the
Vernic.
saying is that's like probably at least 100, I'd
Yeah.
imagine.
I remember it used to be at least 100 mil.
That's how much I got it for.
Really?
Like 100.
It fluctuates a lot. I've seen it for.
I got it like 3 years ago.
I've seen it for really, really low. I was about to say it used to be over 100 mil. I think it's a lot less now,
I
but
don't know.
I
Which
haven't
is
looked in
worth.
a long time because well,
I feel like
no one really uses it.
I feel like it must be more than a Vernic.
I
You know,
mean,
Shadow's
maybe.
actually not good at top. I bring the Trident of the Swamp
The thing is,
because I can't afford a Synchronicity anymore.
yeah, because it's not worth it. That's why people don't use it.
I mean, I would get a Synchronicity if I
Well,
actually.
obviously the Scar
But
Essence mine has fixed that. Now you're gonna use it all the time.
that's not what I can't afford. I just can't afford to buy it straight up.
Oh well. Oh well.
Yeah, but doing a lot of raids and stuff. I've decided like because I've been doing this little spinning wheel of content that I've mentioned, right? I just went through and like did all of the raids on it basically. I only have to do like 2 more raids and then I'm gonna go back to actually spinning it because everyone's like very particular. People will be like, do top, but with me. And then every time I roll to do top with them, they're like asleep. And I'm like, okay, like I'm just gonna do these. And also I'm no longer gonna let people say only with me
I
because
feel like
it doesn't work.
you should give them like 3 grace rolls. And if it happens to hit theirs 3 times and they're
Then
not,
remove it.
yeah, no, just do it without them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I think I'm just gonna. I mean, maybe I'll do that. But yeah, I was just gonna be like, yeah, you guys can't just say with you anymore because you're never online when I roll them.
yeah.
It's unfortunate. I also, whenever I've not been live, I've been mining like crazy. I'm literally at a shooting star right now,
Yep, you're
and
part of the problem.
I am part of the problem, which we'll go over later. I've gotten my mining up. I'm now 96 mining, and I am 69 nice% of the way to 97 mining.
Nice.
Yeah.
Imagine you would have been like 99 multiple times over.
I did Duke mining that entire time?
You'd probably be like 103 or something if you did actual mining techniques that weren't AFK.
I'd rather be AFK.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean a lot of people obviously.
We have a lot to discuss about shooting stars later, but that is with this week's update, so not for a second. You could
Yes.
skip ahead if you want. But that's about it. I was sponsored by Puzzles and Survival, but that's gonna be over tonight, so no point talking about it.
Yes.
It was not the most,
unsponsored stream. Who'd have thought?
not the most poppin' sponsor. So let me know what kind of stuff you guys are interested in playing because it seems so random. Like the Marvel one did so well, but this
Yeah.
one didn't. I'm like,
I mean, I'm
don't
not
know
like
why.
a told you so kind of person, so I won't do that. But
He
anyways,
said I should have taken it because I did it last year.
what other updates you have?
Ooh, so many. That's it.
Wow.
What have you been up to?
I
My list is just 3 items.
I don't recall what I went over last time we were here.
You were working on your agility. You had
yes.
your winter tot. Going for Dragon
Yes.
Axe. Did you get
I
it?
have not left Wintertot.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I made it to around 83 or
I thought
84.
we were last week.
No, I think I was 80 and then I
Yeah.
only got like 2 levels or something like that. So I think I'm 83.
How many axes have you gotten?
Well, I have like 7,000 boxes saved up, so probably at least 4 in there.
Yeah. Are you saving them up?
No, not at all. But actually, the only update I do have besides the fire making levels is I did complete the full Pyromancer outfit, which is kind of cool.
Hey, GC.
Yeah. So besides that, the only thing I have is the Pyromancer outfit. I do have the gloves as well as the torch,
Yeah.
which for anyone that doesn't know, the gloves aren't part of the Pyromancer outfit.
I wear it anyway for the fashion scape.
Yeah, exactly. And so I have multiple of the gloves and the Bruma torch and the Tome of Fire, but that is it. So
Yeah.
none of the good items, unfortunate. But yeah, so that's really it.
Tome of
Nothing.
Fire at least will be handy.
Oh, certainly.
You said you had never had that on a different account either, right?
I've never gotten that. I've never got any of the rares except for the pet.
Well,
Yeah.
but you got the outfit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Even like the other stuff.
I wouldn't even consider the outfit like a rare. It's
Yeah,
like
it's just unique.
really, really common.
It's just
so
unique.
yeah. So nothing really else to update.
What other games have you been playing?
None. I haven't played any video
Oh,
games.
he's watching videos of people playing games.
Yeah.
I was like, I literally see a game on your screen.
No. Yeah, I haven't played any video games. Unfortunate.
One thing about Robert is he hates watching RuneScape streams for some reason. He thinks that
Yep.
they're boring.
They are.
He watches GTA roleplay streams though.
Okay.
Which, to be fair, that one you showed me was pretty funny.
It's so funny you mentioned that because if
He's
we just
pulling up a link.
go to Twitch real quick and we click on browse,
Okay.
wow, look at that. The #1 most popular game is GTA.
I'm
It's
just saying.
crazy, right?
It's funny because we don't have a podcast called BB Bay.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Even Counter-Strike 2, a game that came out today, doesn't have as many views as GTA right now.
I got tagged
So
in a random Discord who tagged everyone and was like, Counter-Strike 2's out, and I muted the entire Discord. I was like, how dare you tag
that
me?
is the Dungeons and Dragons Discord.
I know it is. I was
Yeah.
like, only if they say me by name.
I almost like added him with something snarky like nice, who cares? But
Oh my god.
because no one in that Discord plays or like plays shooter
It
games
was really
because
random.
they're all like dads and stuff like that, so they stopped playing real
They're
games.
too busy having families to play.
Everyone knows, and every older and older meaning like 24 plus gamer knows of players that all they do is log on, play like one game of League of Legends every week, and then they log off.
Yeah.
And
Is that all your friends with kids?
that's what they do. They don't
Yeah.
even play competitive games. League of Legends is not a competitive game. You go in there and you like get swamped and then like complain about it. You don't actually compete, but
Okay.
like Counter-Strike, like an actual, I don't know, those things, like actually difficult games are just not even in the wheelhouse of these gamers anymore. They have long retired.
They should play RuneScape.
They should. Honestly, they
They
should
could
play
teach their kids to
Minecraft.
do stuff. Ooh, they could play Minecraft.
True. Also, let us know your thoughts. There's two children that have been born to the people on that Discord. One is named Diesel.
No way you're playing his kid's name on blast.
One is named Diesel. What is the thoughts on that? The other one, not as interesting, is Dawn.
Does it stand for anything?
Nope.
That's a
Dawn.
grown man in a baby's body.
Dawn. So very.
I mean, I guess to be fair, just seeing a baby and be like, "This is Robert," is kind of silly.
Yeah, it is.
But Don is like a middle-aged man in the 50s.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just Dawn. I don't know
Like
what.
D-O-N?
Yeah, it's not Dawn old.
Yeah, but if it was like Dawn, like the sun, like that.
No.
Not a fun Dawn. Like
It is Dawn.
Like a weird man Dawn.
Yeah, like Ron, but Dawn. Yeah. Let us know what you think of those
Hopefully
kids'
none of your
names.
friends listen to this podcast. You're like, rate my friend's kid's name.
No, they don't. Also, I've kind of a random aside. I
Okay.
have kind of come around to like the child name or the name in general, I guess, of like Ocean. I don't know. I used
Somebody
to.
that we used to work with that you
Yes.
really don't like has a kid named Ocean.
To be fair, they could have named their kid anything, and I wouldn't have liked it.
That's true.
But,
That's probably why you used to dislike Ocean, was because of her.
Probably. But that being said, I've heard it more recently, and I've come around to being like, that's a okay name.
Yeah.
But anyways, totally weird tangent.
What's your guys' favorite name?
Speaking of names, though, we have some important names to
Oh
go
my
over.
god, that was actually an insane segue.
being,
That was a really good one.
being the winners of the Dead Man Apocalypse.
Whoa, it actually was really smooth. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, though, like I jokingly said last week, apparently there was a million videos of all the people that won Dead Man Apocalypse, and there were quite a lot. So maybe they were all correct. Who knows?
Yeah.
There were a lot though.
Yes. So it's been just shy of a week since Dead Man Apocalypse wrapped up, and we're missing it already. We can't thank you enough for getting stuck in our apocalyptic spin on an iconic game mode. Turned out to be one of our most played Dead Man tournaments ever, and we hope you had fun partaking in the end of the world. Even though thousands upon thousands of you took part, a select few rose above the rest to cement their spot in history. So the 5 winners who were the last players standing on their chosen finale worlds. This was followed by checks for the anti-cheating team, so I wonder if someone else was left standing initially.
I don't think so. I think they were just double checking in case.
Yeah. Each of these people will receive $1,000. We have Liquid Stat X Solo Mission, who's a content.
It's Statics.
Statics.
Come on.
Stat
Or
X is
I
funnier.
hope they
The
want
X
their
is
name.
capitalized.
I hope they want their name to be Statics.
I hope it's Stat X. Solo Mission, who's a content creator. Red Lori, you mentioned them.
Yeah, Red Lori and Yellow Lori were 2 of the last on the World 407.
Yeah. Yellow did not win. Rot Rupper and CD Slayer. Those
Nice.
are the 5 that were last standing.
They got 1,000 buccarinos each. Actually, all of these
Yeah.
winners we're about to mention got $1,000. There were no differentiation in
Yeah.
any of the prizes.
So as a little bit of a reminder, they were splitting up the prizes differently. So they chose some random winners. 3 players at or above Adamant tier got 1,000. 5 players at or above Rune. 7 players at or above Dragon, and 5 players at the top 25 all won $1,000.
We are not going to go over all of
Okay,
these
well, let's
players.
say
It is
our.
20
We
something
will
people.
say the highlights. The highlights to me have got to be Bird Cuddler 7.
Yes.
Strong name. So Gangsta.
Yeah.
Strong.
Okay.
Rooney.
Okay.
Yellow Lori's here.
Yeah. Yellow. Wow, that's funny. Yellow Lori and Red Lori both won, and Red Lowry also won.
Wait, I didn't even see that.
Crazy.
Another one that I like here is Medieval Frick. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be Freak, I think, but like this was Frick.
Maybe. And also, I like the name. Shout out Cree Allah.
Oh, that's a strong one too.
Yeah.
We have some good names. Also, someone just says Omar, which is just like, I wonder how much they paid for that name.
Oh, well, it's on a. It's.
That's like names that are like RuneScape names that are names.
They could have just been an
names.
OG.
They would have to be the
Deadman
most OG.
player.
Otherwise, they had to like give some gold for that because that's like a strong name. That'd be like if you got Rob.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong name.
That's
Pretty
good.
strong.
Some good names here.
It's 4 letters. I mean, let's be serious. The other one that has the only person that has 3 letters is RU9.
Oh my god, that's a good one.
Yeah,
They definitely bought
that's
it.
actually pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got some good names here. Not that
Like
the other
this-
names are bad.
You know what this reminds me of is this exact type of thing would happen in Counter-Strike,
Yeah.
because in Counter-Strike you can still do this to this day. Is like if you were like a Counter-Strike OG, then what you would do is you'd be like, oh, I have like a 4-digit account, and that means that your account number was 4 digits.
There's
or
only
less.
thousands of people.
They
like
only
that.
gave the first like 100 to, or I forgot how many it was, the first few hundred to like employees and family and friends.
Aw,
So if you had 4 digits or less, that mean you were like really one of the first
that's
players.
cool.
And if you're like 5 dig, you're like less cool. And if you're 6 dig,
it's just
then
everyone.
that means that you started playing around when I started playing,
Yeah.
which is like much later.
What game was it that you got the username Rob? Was that New World?
New World, yeah.
Yeah, he got really lucky with that
I
one.
don't even know what they're gonna do with that. I'll probably never log into that game again. There's an expansion coming out, and guess what? No one
You
cares.
should see if someone
But,
will give you money for your name.
Oh, certainly. Someone certainly would, without a doubt.
How much money can we get? Can we move to the Netherlands on this?
No,
Easy.
it would probably be like several hundred, but it wouldn't be like,
Real life dollarinas?
oh yeah. People sell account names in RuneScape for just as much all the time.
Well, yeah, but usually whenever I see them for sale, people are selling for gold. Because obviously if you sell for money, you can get in trouble, to be
Well,
fair.
you sell it for gold, which sells for money. So,
True.
I mean, it might be against terms, but you could sell them.
Okay.
It happens in like every game, really. Even League of Legends, stuff like that all the time.
Dang.
That being said, though, those are the names that we thought were cool. If your name wasn't listed, it wasn't cool enough to make it. Maybe try harder next time.
You might be on the list, but we didn't say everyone.
Yeah. And if you see your name on either of these lists above, congratulations, you have won.
Cheesy.
From now on, keep an eye on your inbox, accessible either when logging in or in the account management section. So they're not going to email you. Don't get phished for any of
Please,
your
God, don't.
credentials, unfortunately. Thank you again for taking part in Dead Man Apocalypse. Did you play it all? Did you watch it all? Okay, me neither.
It was the weekend that we were supposed to be out of town, and then that weekend said Robert had COVID, and I was
did.
just like, it was just a really weird week.
Yeah.
Our entire schedules were so weird. Yeah, I didn't even watch any
On
of it.
top of that, I had no interest, so there's that as well.
I wanted to see the breaches. I'll have to watch a video sometime.
Yeah, I was interested in the breaches
I-
and how that would have worked, but I didn't see even a second of it except for Yellow Lori and Red Lori fighting, which was the very end.
Yeah. I hated that all the breach times were when I was not live.
Terrible.
That really made me not want to do it.
That's the same annoying thing that they did in Diablo 4. They're like, oh, these world bosses, they're pretty cool events you can do with other people. They only happen once every 6 hours.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
like, all right, nice.
Kind of hard for
All right,
content.
Guess I'll just
but
never
okay.
do that. Anyway,
But you know
speaking
what I
of,
will do?
I was gonna say, speaking of something I will never do as well,
Aw.
is use the Sunlight Hunter's crossbow.
Okay, well that's fair. I was gonna say I will use the Hunter's Guild. We're moving on to the Hunter's Guild feedback.
Yeah, so this is feedback from September 25th, which is a
Yes.
couple days
The
ago.
poll is actually out now for the Hunter's Guild, so go vote now.
Yeah, there's not a ton of changes. There's already been a lot of changes that we went over last week, but
Yeah.
these are in addition to that. They do have a quick little blurb if you want to go over it really quickly, but they have a full explanation, which we'll go into now.
So starting out with the Sunlight Hunter's Crossbow. We saw a lot of feedback surrounding the upgrade Hunter's Crossbow, and whilst we made some worthwhile changes during our first round of feedback, you definitely feel like something was still missing from this new weapon. Where the upgraded crossbow was placed, it didn't really cover any areas considering the requirements, and its stats made you feel like it wasn't worth spending the time acquiring one when there were other more accessible weapons like the magic shortbow.
Yep,
Yeah, that's fair.
very easy to get.
Instead, we want to make sure we can continue to bridge gaps between content and give you alternative approaches as I progress through the game. So we're looking to give the upgraded version more of a punch by first changing the attack speed to 4 tick,
Dude, this is what people were saying.
3 tick on rapid, wait till I'm all done and then we'll talk about it, to keep one of the more unique aspects of the Hunter's Crossbow and give it a more interesting use case. This will come with a plus 79 range accuracy, which gives it a nice boost of power alongside the speedy fiery rate. We've adjusted the new bolts to balance out alongside the speed changes by giving the Sunlight plus 55 range and Moonlight plus 60 range strength. So, looking into the numbers, and obviously depending on your personal gear, is around 5 to 10% better DPS than the Magic Shortbow imbued when used against something more common like Wizardmen Shamans and Demonic Gorillas. This is scaled more heavily with gear against the MSB, so means you can still gain some benefits with later game gear. This gives it a nice place to fit the range gear without becoming more powerful than the Bow of Ferdinand, the what do we normally call it, Bofa,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
or the Toxic Blowpipe. To go alongside these changes and help make the Sunlight Hunter's Crossbow have more usage, we would like to increase the number of Kevit bolts created by interaction by doubling. So before it was 6 and now it'll be 12.
Yeah, that'd
Okay.
be nice.
What were you going to say about the speed?
I was gonna say that is exactly what a lot of people were saying whenever they first introduced the bow, because it already is 3 ticks.
So are they slowing it down right
No, it's 3 ticks on rapid currently,
Uh-huh.
and they nerfed it to 4 ticks
now? Oh
on
no,
rapid.
okay. I thought that was so weird whenever we were last week too. I'm like, isn't the whole thing supposed to be it's the fastest range weapon? That's why people want it, and then
Yeah.
you're gonna make it not fast.
Well, it's not as fast as the toxic blowpipe,
but yeah, like at this level.
yeah, definitely by far the fastest crossbow. So yeah, I think that is a pretty good change. 5
Yeah,
to
I agree.
10% better than the magic, with gear making it
depending on your
even
gear, yeah.
making it even better. So I think that's a pretty good spot, because not only that, you can't discount that you can have an offhand with
Oh yeah,
crossbows, obviously. So
I just kind of
that's pretty
forgot.
nice. Obviously, if you want to, have more defense for whatever reason, or if you're just using like what's it called, like a buckler or something to increase
A
your
shield.
range, then that's also nice.
Yeah.
So I think that's a pretty good change. Also, yeah, definitely doubling the bolts, because 6 is not a lot.
It's really not.
Yeah. So that's definitely a way better change. 12 is way more reasonable. It's still gonna take a while to make a lot of bolts, but
True.
it'll
Yeah, because you have to do it with Hunter.
Yeah,
That'll be
I'm
interesting.
wondering, I mean, if you're just able to use the crossbow with regular bolts, then this
Mhm.
doesn't matter as much, but with 6 it kind of just seems too laborious.
Yes,
So 12 puts it more in line, which is nice.
I'd agree. Next up is the Hunter Spear.
Yeah, so the Hunter Spear, another new weapon for the Hunter Guild. We want to make sure it had some utility with the skill it is coming from. Firstly, you'll be able to use the spear as a teasing stick. That is really cool.
Oh, I
'cause-
love the double usage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then you don't have to keep making teasing sticks. So if you're trying to catch the Kiat, Gark, or Larupia, then this should give you an additional 5% chance to successfully tease those creatures. So you're like, I get you, and they're like, oh my god, 5% more, I'm dying. The second update to this weapon is something a little bit smaller, and is for the cutest and most boombastic creatures in Hunter, Chinchompas. If you're using the Hunter Spear against these well-known weapons, you won't use any ammo, which gives you a nice cheap way to control your Chinchompa catches if they're straying too far from your traps.
Does that mean kill them?
No. So
I like never really hunt Chinchompas.
well, actually, it does kill them, I think. Yeah. So I was trying to remember the tactic. I'm pretty sure what happens is you lay down your 4 or 5 traps, and then if your chinchompas are too far away, you want them to respawn. So you would normally shoot them
You kill them.
to kill them, and then have them respawn on your traps.
You kill them to bring back their children and catch them.
Yes, exactly. So this,
Gnarly.
you can use the spear, and it will not take any of your ammo in
That's
order
cool.
to actually kill the chinchompas.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. It's a cheap way to control your chinchompas. Yeah, this isn't really going to save anyone anything other than just kind of a convenience.
Yeah. That is it for the new stuff. Everything else we have gone over. It was just the 2 weapons, which to be fair, were like definitely 2 of the weirder parts of the hunter guild, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I feel like that will be handy. Honestly, I don't think I'll use either one. I think that they said last week some people's concern was like if you're later in the game, like you won't get to do all this fun stuff, and I kind of see that. Like it's a lot of
Well,
like
yeah.
mid stuff, but I mean I'm excited for other people to be able to do it and hope
Yeah.
that they enjoy it, even if it's not useful for me.
To be fair, it's not really their fault. It's almost impossible to make content that's useful to everyone.
Exactly.
So, I mean, even technically, stuff that is made for everyone will still not be good for one or the other
Yeah.
if you really think about
And to
it.
be fair, I could go do like Black Chinchompas, so I could do
Yeah.
it quickly if I want.
For instance, like Guardians of the Rift is probably one of the best pieces of content for all ranges of players. And if
Mhm.
you wanted to, you could still say it's not very good for high end players.
Yeah.
So,
Compared to Blood.
compared to, yeah, a lot of things.
True.
So, yeah, there's always that argument, but this one especially because there's really no.
And I'm like, I don't know when I would use this,
Yeah.
but who knows?
Unless you're like a med to higher level Iron Man, potentially there's some use there with the crossbow.
So maybe on the hardcore someday I'll use it, but on my main, probably not.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the time you get the Hunter Spirit, chances are you'll have infinite arrows or infinite money. So
True.
you won't really care about the teasing or about the infinite ammo for Chinchompas thing.
Big true.
Unfortunate, but either way, we digress.
Yes.
Or we don't.
We diax. We're moving on to the axe
I'll let you
overview.
guys sit with that for a little
How
bit.
long was I felt like a full minute of silence.
We diax.
I was trying to think
So,
of a pun.
as we diax, we take a look at Forestry Part 2, the axe overview. So if you all remember a few years ago, or however long
I think it was
ago,
like decades.
the last axe forestry thing was blogged, they talked about the axe and they're all like, yada, 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 we have this axe. And
It's gonna be in Forestry Part 1,
um,
coming out in April.
yeah, they also mentioned like it was in the subtext. They're all like, this axe sucks, no one likes it, but let us know what you think.
Yeah.
And so everyone's like, dang, this axe sucks, no one likes it. And they're like, okay, cool. So we'll change it.
Okay, cool.
Luckily, we have the changes here. So thanks for taking part in our survey about the two-handed axe. Hopefully you took part if you care. If not, here we have the changes. The use of run energy as a mechanic of the two-handed axe was something we were pretty excited about. Said no one. Run energy is rarely used outside of running. It's clear from your
For good
feedback
reason.
that it felt out of place within woodcutting and slightly over-designed or convoluted.
Yeah.
Although we tried our best to clear up any confusion about the upkeep requiring the two-handed axe on our live stream, we still see your concerns about this mechanic. In light of this feedback, we're going to remove the run energy from the two-handed axe.
I want to pause. The way they said, although we tried our best to clear up any confusion, means that they still think you guys do not understand what we mean, but whatever, we'll just get rid of it.
Anyways, round of applause for everyone that decided to axe the axe, because that was horrendous.
I don't think it was okay. You know, I wouldn't have used it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have used it.
That being said, there is still a trade-off for the two-handed axe. It'll require for you to get it, there's going to be a little give and take. So
Yes. Otherwise, there would be no point.
So to account for the additional XP that you'll be getting, as otherwise it'll make existing axes redundant, there's a trade-off that instead you'll need to stock up on rations to gain the full effects of the two-handed axe. These will still work exactly the same, and changes we made to creating rations shared further down in this news post will be implemented. Alongside this, we're going to reduce the extra experience received to 10%, which works out to the same experience per hour, as you'll now gain the benefit of every action rather than an average of every other action.
Cool.
So anyways, it just seems like you will be getting more experience on average if you have the stupid rations.
The rations are going to be a little bit less stupid. You know, we're going to go over in a second after we finish up this.
Surely. We will also be raising the price of the felling axe handle from 6 to 10,000 anima infused bark. So you're gonna have to axe the trees a question for quite a few hours to get that. Not a ton, probably like one day, 5 or 6
We die
hours.
axe.
Okay. I'm sorry about her. As further
It's been a long
adjustments
day.
to balancing the two-handed axe. So the team hopes that these changes will make using the axe rather better for everyone, and we hope to look forward to acquiring one for yourself. Well, so this is going to be with the launch of Forestry Part 2, obviously. They didn't say when that's coming out yet. Maybe they will
Because there's
later.
just been a lot of feedback, so understandable.
Yeah, which is good because a lot of the things in Part 2 really
I was
sucked.
literally talking to Robert earlier, and I was like, part one was so easy and simple to understand. I even remember whenever we first were talking about part one and I made a video, I was like dreading part two. I was like, why is part two so much more complicated? And they've like got rid of the T's and now they've gotten rid of the stamina. So I think that they realized like complicated doesn't necessarily mean better.
Yeah.
And they're chilling a little bit because it's forestry, you know, it's still like chill stuff.
Yeah, so we can go into the actual mechanics of acquiring this axe.
Yeah, so starting with the creation. Once you've acquired 10,000 anima fused bark and 500 noted oak logs, you'll be able to purchase a felling axe handle. This reward will let you create a two-handed axe by combining it with any of the following axes. They go on to list what I believe is every single axe, including third age. If I'm missing something, like...
Yeah, I think that is every axe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's every axe.
Pretty sure.
So while this process is irreversible, both the felling axe handle and all the two-handed axes are tradable via the GE. Once you've got your axe in the required level to use it, the same as the current axe tiers. So, like, once you could use a rune axe, you could use a two-handed.
Everything's the same. Just make it two-handed.
Yeah, you can get to chopping. The two-handed axe will chop at the same speed as your regular one, but the benefit of this mighty axe will allow you to gain more XP while getting fewer logs.
Cool.
This benefit uses a forester's ration per successful chop. So whenever you receive a log, and you'll get what was that? And you'll receive 20% more experience for each successful hit of the tree, with a 20% chance not to gain a log. Rations are automatically consumed when chopping and storing your forestry kit, so you don't need to worry about eating one every chop. You're still also able to chop with a two-handed axe, even if you don't have rations, you just won't gain the benefits. So it'll just be purely aesthetic.
Well, it'll also be the 20% reduction, so you'll get the negatives.
So it'll be purely bad.
Yeah. Well, if that is a negative, then that will be the negative you get.
Yeah.
Moving on to rations, the thing that seemingly will never leave us.
You're supposed to say, speaking of negative.
Well,
I think that they're keeping this. They made it better.
To each their own. One of the biggest pieces of feedback surrounding the axe is how rations were not worth gathering because of the crafting process being too tedious and time consuming. So
Valid.
We want to make sure that you have a much better time making these rations. So our first change means you'll now be able to use any type of cooked fish in order to create rations alongside the normal cooked meat method. Secondly, we've changed the scaling of rations created dependent on the cooking or cooked fish and leaf type. So hopefully giving some more uses of the leaves collected from the trees. So combine a fish with a piece of cooked meat with a leaf will give you a different amount of rations
Gotta
based on
do
its
something
tier.
with the leaves because we nixed the
Yeah.
T's.
And I think I might have said fish and meat. It's fish or meat with a leaf. So if you use a normal leaf, it seems like it doesn't really...
I mean,
no,
doubles.
Okay. So they have different amounts per leaf and different amounts per fish.
Yeah, so start with leaves first.
Yeah, so leaves go from 2, scaling by an additional 2, all the way up to 12, starting with 2 rations for normal leaves, 4 ration for oak leaves, ending on 10 for yew leaves, and 12 for magic leaves.
So that's
with the other ones weaved in there.
So that's one fish with one magic leaf. We'll get you 12 rations.
So if you got a salmon and you got a willow leaf, then you'll get 6 rations.
Just kidding. You'll maybe get more because...
Well, it's salmon because I think it is lower level.
Oh.
I'm not sure if salmon or trout is the lower level one.
I was trying to make it a whole thing. It didn't work.
Yeah. Anyways, like I said, that's just for the leaves. They do have additional changes depending on the type of fish or cooked meat you have. So if you have a 1 to 33 level fish, you get one ration.
Times.
1 times rations. If you use a 34 to 69, nice, fish or meat, then you will get 2 times rations. And if you use a big dog fish, a 70 to 99 fishing fish, then you get 3 times rations.
Huge.
So it seems like if this simple math is simple, then if you just use what I'm hoping they'll allow karambwans, because that's technically
I'm sure they'll
kind of
have
like a
crumb
fish.
ones.
So if you do a karambwan with a magic leaf, then you'll get 36 rations for that one fish.
I mean, or if you want 36 rations per fish, their example is using oak leaves with a cooked herring. Oh, just kidding. That's only 4. I misread. But if you use magic leaves with a cooked shark, you'd get 36.
Yes.
What level do you need to be for crumb ones?
I
I
don't
thought it
know.
was in the 60s.
Is it in the
I
60s?
think it might be in the 60s.
Okay, then
So I think
maybe
you're a
not.
little bit off.
Yeah, maybe not a karambwan.
Yeah. But at the very highest tier per inventory, you would get 972 rations, which would be more than enough for a couple hours of tree chopping.
Yeah.
Hopefully, these changes will make the two-handed axe less daunting to use, as we understand this is something new we're trying out. We believe it's important to have a trade-off, considering the axe gives you more XP and will bring in fewer logs into the game, which is a massive benefit for players in terms of the time you'll spend chopping.
I mean, this is a cool item sync because
Mhm.
I'm down for item syncs in general.
Logs are kind of like not worth
Uh,
much. Is that what you mean?
no, you're not gonna be using logs. You're gonna be using rations, or you're using
Oh.
fish.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you
Yeah,
meant because less logs in the game.
yeah, because fish are at an all-time low. So this hopefully will make it go up by like 0.1% or something like that. Anyways, I'm hoping rations are gonna be viable for all of you mains,
I'm
because
sure they
I
will
would
be.
certainly just buy 10,000 for like whatever 100k gold it's gonna be,
Yeah.
because these are gonna be like giga cheap if you can buy them.
Hmm.
Because no one wants to do that, man.
I mean, even if you can make 972, that's nice, but like to get to 99, you're gonna need a lot of inventory.
Well, I mean, you're not gonna. Yeah, I
And you have
mean,
to go and actually collect the leaves from magic trees too.
you can buy leaves, right?
I'm thinking for irons too.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For irons, you're just gonna use a regular axe. So
I don't know. But yeah, I think overall, like,
yeah,
I'm glad that they changed it. These make more sense. I'm still like not the biggest fan of the two-handed axe, honestly, but I'm
yeah.
coming around to it
I
more.
am interested. The only thing that I'm interested in of this whole thing is if you can use two-handed axes for, um, like two ticking,
Oh,
because that
yeah, I don't
that'd be
know.
10% of whatever, like 80k on the low end. That's still
Yeah.
that's still an extra pretty good amount.
We'll have to see what the gamers are doing, I guess.
Yeah, we will see. Anyways, though, that is going to be it for Forestry. We can move on to the highly anticipated mobile UI rework.
It's the most anticipated thing in the world.
So, the most exciting part that I'm sure everyone has been anticipating is the mobile UI rework.
Mm-hmm.
We already went over most of this. There hasn't
Yeah.
been pretty much any changes, but we will briefly go over the overview for all of you mobile enjoyers. I'm sure at least one of you are out there. So it does give a giant warning. First off, it says, please make sure to reconvert your save. Converted saves do not carry over data between the beta worlds and the normal worlds. If you level up in the beta worlds, you will not level up in the main game.
Yeah, so don't go and check out the beta and then be like back to the main and just stay
Yeah.
in the beta, I guess.
Yeah, kind of obvious. So this is you have to do this. If you don't, then I mean, you might think that you're getting XP, but you're not.
Mhm.
So anyways, though, from today, Tuesday the 26th, obviously not
From
today,
a few days
but
ago.
from Tuesday the 26th, you'll have access to exclusive beta worlds, which will give you the new mobile UI. So in a beta world first, or worlds first rather, you'll also have access to a copy of your main game save, so you can try playing exactly how you're used to while taking the new UI for a test drive. So you
Kind
can,
of weird that that wasn't an option before.
yeah, that's kind of cool, because usually for anyone that hasn't ever used the betas, you just use whatever account they give you. It's like a god account essentially.
Yeah.
And so this is cool. You actually
You
get to
can
test
practice
out
what you're
your,
more used to.
yeah, your real account.
Yeah.
They do say that we pushed an update that many players will get automatically, but you have to update your accounts
Your
or
app.
your version, your app. So make sure to go to the App Store or whatever. For iPhones, do whatever you do, and
It's
make
also an app
sure
store.
it is as up to date as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So they go on to say that if you'd like to use your main game save on a beta world, we recommend first logging onto the normal world, making your way to the settings menu, selecting the gameplay, and scroll down to the bottom to see the new beta worlds option. There, you'll be able to convert a save for use on the beta worlds from a regular world, or reset your current beta world save from the beta world itself. So, I'm guessing the way that works is it takes like a snapshot of your account, and then you use that on the beta worlds. And if you want to take a new snapshot, let's say you've gotten like 100 extra total level, and you're like, I
Then
don't
you reset
I
from
don't
there.
like it still using my old account, then you just reset that and it'll use your new account for the beta
Yeah,
worlds.
that's the impression I'm getting.
Yes. So that'll allow you to do that. So, but if you do not have a converted save, you'll be shunted back to Tutorial Island with the rest of the new oobs. Although, since this is a beta world, you'll be offered a handy teleport to the mainland so you can start right away.
So that is if you don't have a regular account, like if you're not logged into a normal one.
That's if you don't convert a save.
Oh, like
So,
you just want to start from a basic account.
yeah, either you want to start from a basic account or you just don't want to use your main account for whatever reason.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then once you're done playing the beta, simply switch to the normal world and resume playing how you normally would. So pretty simple. This has been a big project, blah, blah, blah. So make sure to check it out, especially if you're a mobile gamer, like we said, and also give them feedback. That's probably the main thing is
Yeah,
if
I was
it,
like, why did you skip that part?
yeah, I was going to say if it sucks, let them know
Let them
because
know,
then
please.
they hopefully will change the parts that do suck. And also there is a survey where you can tell us your thoughts. So not only are they asking for feedback, but also there's a survey. So multiple ways to,
Please talk to them.
yes,
Please.
if this matters to you, please talk to them. I will probably use this at some point or another before I die,
I
but
am like annoyed because like one of the best parts about mobile is that you just one click and log in.
yeah,
The other day I went and was gonna do shooting stars in bed, and I tried to hop to a world, but it was full, which like it's a shooting stars thing now. It's an issue.
yeah.
And then I went to hop to another world, and it like forgot all my login info. And I have like an extremely long, ridiculous password. So I still, I mean, this is such a me problem, but I'm like too lazy to type it in, so I just can't go mobile.
Oh, it's funny.
I don't
So,
have it on my phone.
yeah, I was gonna say you should use a password manager, and
I
also
have
on
one on my
top of that,
computer.
password managers have apps. So you should use the app for your password
I know.
manager.
I was annoyed though. I was like, it's just a full world. Why would you just like forget all of my information because I try to hop to a full world?
I don't know,
It really
because
annoyed me.
you're a hacker.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, that is gonna be they have a full breakdown of the design that we kind of
We've gone
already
over
went
it
over.
twice, I think.
Yeah, so if you want to actually check out the full thing, go ahead, but that's gonna be probably as far as we go.
Yeah, we are not going to read that again.
Yes.
But moving on to more fun, exciting things.
Surely.
I mean, kind of depends. Depends
Surely.
on your kind of guess. The Scar Essence Mine and more updates from this week. So, Scar Essence Mine. Our old friend Aubrey has had some bad news this week. It seems that there's a new source of runes in town.
For anyone that doesn't know, Aubrey is the rune store person.
Yeah, in Varrock.
Yeah.
The upkeep of high-level items like the Scythe and the Sigmanesty Staff can be a real hassle, especially when you're about to set off for a nice PVM session. Many an aspiring boss slayer has been forced into Shopscape, the practice of hopping worlds, searching for a store where the coveted goods are in stock, and in general, we want that to stop as much as you do. So unlike that policy, today's update introduces a more engaging way to grab the runes you need. The Scar Essence Mine integrates with RuneCraft to let players craft the game's most useful runes in a more exciting way. And the best part is, you won't mess up the economy.
Yeah, and on top of that, if you want the full rundown, we already went over this because this is the exact same as last time.
Yeah, but that was I mean, should we go over a little bit though?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
we'll go over the review of it, or the overview of it, similar to the mobile UI, but probably not gonna go over the whole
We won't go
thing.
over all the examples and stuff because they
Yeah,
give a lot.
we'll give you the gist. There's a lot of numbers, so if you really care, just so you know, though, this is pretty much content only for late game Iron Man.
All you really need to know is that I saw somebody on Twitter complaining that Shopscape is actually a good thing.
Sure,
They just like hop in
sure.
worlds.
Yeah, maybe. To be
Yeah.
fair, also I didn't do the math, I didn't check the math, but someone did say that technically, buying from the shop is almost as fast and actually a lot cheaper, about 25% cheaper
I think the whole
for
point
soul
is
runes.
if you want to be doing something.
No. I think they just overlooked the price of soul runes.
But
Because,
anyway,
yeah, I mean, they got the prices right for the other ones, so that's nice.
there are some requirements to start doing this. So to get started in the Scar Essence Mine, you need to have partial completion of DT2 to the point of unlocking the Abyssal Scar. Defeating any of the DC2 bosses is not required. The scar is accessible just after the beginning of the quest. The requisite runecraft level for the runes you plan to craft. And you also need 66 mining. And do not, she says, forget your pickaxe.
Yes. And speaking of pickaxe, Michelle is still mining on the other screen, in case you're wondering.
Yeah. Not as much today, though. I was slacking.
Oh, only 3 hours today.
I mean, nope. I'm trying to click the XP tracker and he's clicking the wrong ones. I've only got 80,000 today.
At 22k per hour, so for 4 hours.
Oh my god, that's more than I realized. That first hour is worth 30k. No, I've been
Okay.
I've been leaving it logged in and not actually mining. Just continue. Just read about the extractor.
Okay.
Just read about the extractor.
Anyways, though, this is going to be the main machine that you're going to use in order to actually take advantage of everything here. And yeah, so it's pretty simple. You are going to go there and you're going to mine a bunch of tainted essence. Then you're going to use the extractor to either give you one of two things: pure essence, so you know, the base stuff for rune crafting, and I think you're going to get around 10,000 pure essence per hour, which is actually pretty good. That's kind of a lot if you for some reason don't have any.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the main reason you might want to use this is if you want to pay GP to I'll quickly sum this up. You can pay GP to make it so that whenever you do craft runes, you get a lot more runes. We're talking like 30 to 120 times more runes per rune you use on an altar. So
I did want to say real quick, you're not making pure essence first, I don't think. You're making tainted essence.
Yeah, that's what I said. You get tainted essence and you can turn it into pure essence.
Oh, I think you said it backwards.
Oh, okay. Maybe
or I'm tripping. Honestly, as soon as people start talking about essence, I zone out because I'm like, oh my god, I hate rune crafting.
Well, you can just remember it like this. You get the taint and you put
Please don't say that.
And then you extract it.
Oh god.
So from that extraction,
you extract the taint.
Yeah, from the extracted taint, you'll either get pure S or you'll get the extraction.
Okay.
So that is pretty much it.
I don't know. There's something about this that makes me feel like angry listening to it. Whenever getting new things explained to me, I'm just a bad learner. This is a thing.
Yeah, this is definitely
whenever
a thing.
I learn new things, like I will cry because I can't understand.
If Michelle
stuff.
doesn't immediately understand something, she is upset.
I feel like very frustrated right now after reading this. Just their flow chart. It's very explanatory, very simple. Pisses me off.
There's only two options.
I don't know. I just don't like it.
I wonder what it's like when you get to a fork in the road. Probably just go straight.
I just sit down and cry.
Yeah, probably. Anyways, though, like I said, pretty simple. They do have more details on like the maximum amount of runes you can get per inventory, technically, how much GP it'll cost. Essentially, I think we even did the math. It's like 8 million it's like 8 million GP per hour.
Exactly.
I forgot
it was like
the
a month
exact
ago.
amount. Yeah, so it is going to cost you many millions of GP per hour. For instance, I think it was like hundreds of millions of GP if you wanted to operate it for
you'd be spending that, not making it.
Yeah, if you wanted to operate it for like an hour straight on blood runes, it would cost you like 600 million GP or something like that. Like it was a lot of money.
I actually remember being a lot. I don't remember the number, but yeah, they do have a news post from last month going over everything in detail. They don't even go over it again on this. This is like literally all they say on it.
Yeah, and that's the main reason. Obviously, you can use this earlier as an Iron Man. I don't know why you'd want to use this otherwise, not being an Iron Man. I think only Iron Man will benefit from this, but you can use this earlier. It's just going to cost you a lot of GP, so that's why I said later Iron Man.
You randomly have gold, whatever, do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you have like 10 mil sitting around and you're like, I wish I had 2,000 blood runes, then maybe this is a good option.
Yeah, there you go. But all my frustrations aside, there are some other things going on. I don't know why. There was just something about that entire time that we were talking about. I felt like annoyed with it.
Okay, so moving on to something
I've been cranky
slightly more annoying. We have
this isn't more annoying.
How long it's taken to implement is annoying.
That's fair.
So we have other changes which are from poll 80.
Yes. So opening the skill guide no longer causes actions to pause.
That's cool because I thought that was already implemented because they mentioned that
Yeah,
a
they
long
mentioned it.
time
I remember we
ago.
tried it and we're like, hey, it doesn't work.
Yeah, I tried it last weekend and I was like, oh, I guess they haven't done that or I did it wrong or something.
I didn't
But
even try today to double check, but honestly, like I'm just at shooting stars. I don't even know.
yeah, so whenever you open your skill guide, you will be able to still do stuff. Like if you're mining and you click and you're like, oh, what can I do at 67 mining?
Yeah.
Then you can click on it and you'll continue mining, which usually
Wow.
before you would stop.
Huge. Yeah,
On
no,
on
it
top of
works.
that,
It works. I checked.
another really big thing is specifically on PC, not on mobile or anything like that. You can click and drag the title bar, which will resize your skill guide.
Ooh. You
Yeah,
can't drag it anywhere. It's like a scroll bar. Look. I can't move it up and down, only side to side.
she says this, and her
My screen's very
game
small.
is minimized to like 700p or something like that. So,
Well, on this size, I can't do it at least.
anyways, you should be able to move around the skill guide, which for one is cool, and two, you can resize it, which is
Yeah.
also cool.
There's also a new skill guide style, but you have to go to your settings to turn that on. I like the old one, so I'm just not
Yeah,
even
the
gonna
new one,
adjust it.
for anyone wondering, looks exactly like how the settings menu looks.
Yeah, more modern looking.
Very gray aesthetic.
Yeah. There are some more random improvements. So, a common type of tree stump found around Faldor, Varrock, and the pest control minigame no longer blocks players from ranging over it. Just a mega tall stump before, I guess.
Yep.
And some of the pest control towers may be a little better for snipers now.
Yeah, so now they power up your arrows and they actually just immediately kill whoever you're shooting at. Like it's a
Hmm.
lightning bolt
Is
from outer
that what they
outer
did?
space. Yeah.
They added this smite ability.
Yeah, they
He's
did.
lying. We're lying.
No,
Don't do
I have
that.
no idea what this means, but anyways.
Just means that
Uh
you could
they
the stumps
fixed
don't be in the way.
they did fix some random bugs with a player owned house, dungeon, whitewash stones, Fremnick style wood, weird stuff. If you are worried about the bugs, you can check them out. They also made it so the 3 tick delay or teleport delay in single way wilderness layers now only applies if you have recently attacked the boss. So they want to make sure that if you're just sitting there, there's no delay
Just
because
watching someone.
that would be weird. On the permanent dead man worlds. Also, real quick though, before we go further, I saw what's it called? I did see specifically on I think it was Gray's stream. She
Okay.
was talking about why she doesn't like the new teleport things in like Rev caves
Okay.
or in the wilderness.
She's a PK
Um
fiend.
well, yeah, because she has like fond memories of whenever you are PKing and you just like go up the ladder up and down like a bunch of times until you're able to like escape or have it so your friend starts boxing you.
Yeah.
And I can see how that's like kind of cool. You can't do that anymore
Yeah.
with the new changes.
Fair.
Yeah,
I don't PvP, but yeah, I don't know what would be better, but that does sound very silly to see. So
yeah.
unfortunate.
It sounds like it'd be fun. It kind of reminds me of like well, this is definitely not a small indie game, but like small indie games, there's like these weird
Like
like
World of Warcraft.
bugs or niches, and then like you have memories of doing them, but you probably will never be able to do them again because
They were a mistake.
yeah, it was a mistake, it was a bug, or everyone knows about it or
Yeah.
something like that. So that's kind of cool.
Anyway, on permanent Deadman worlds, PK skulls obtained from combat are now only 5 minutes long, as they were in the Apocalypse seasonal worlds, rather than lasting between 15 and 30 minutes.
A long time.
Yeah. And the opponent's combat level no longer affects their duration. Attacking any skulled player now gives a PK skull on the permanent Deadman world. Once the beta worlds open, players will now be able to reset their save game profiles via a new option on the settings menu.
Yep, the one we spoke about earlier.
Yeah, and they also said, note that we're hard at work implementing further changes to the permanent Deadman world, including removing XP loss on death and giving XP multipliers for quest rewards. So keep your eyes peeled for those in coming weeks.
Expect that next year.
They did not say next week or anything. They said coming weeks, which means it could be several.
Yes, because anything that is coming soon comes later. Anything coming later
Doesn't come at all.
yes.
This
Anyways,
is cool though.
something that will be hopefully coming is going to be the home teleport animation.
For leagues.
Yes. Really, really cool. So if anyone doesn't recall,
No, they changed it from the other time.
they didn't have a thing of it, I don't think.
They had a drawing of it talking about it, but I remember
Yeah.
we even said how it was basically going to look like the running start from the quest speedrunning, but with like smoke instead or something. It was very similar to quest speedrunning. They even
Oh yeah,
say it was very close to quest speedrunning. So they
yeah,
changed it completely, and it's more of the fire theme now, and it's very unique.
yeah. It is really cool. So before, yeah, you were running.
I
This
think you run and
time,
you like kind of burst into flames while you're running or something like
yeah,
that.
this time you are a rocket ship. You are a spaceship.
It's a fire
So
jump.
yeah, essentially you create what is essentially a like large bonfire under you, and you float above it and then launch into like outer space.
It's like a fire portal.
No, because you don't even go through it. You just,
No offense, but you're like ruining my cool thing that I said.
anyways. Yeah, so a new thing. So this is a new concept for the home teleport. We initially showcased in the League's 4 blog. The original looked a bit too similar to the one awarded through Quest speedrunning, so
Yeah.
here's something different. Fun fact, the reason we're able to show you a full animation instead of just concept art is that the home teleport was developed for the original Trailblazer League.
Weird that this has just been like sitting somewhere for years,
Yeah,
waiting.
originally we wanted the cosmetics to use a blazing theme, like Trailblazer. We eventually went with the travel theme instead, but now that we're firing up Trailblazer again and it's actually fire themed like it
Yeah.
should have been, this actually works now. What do you think? Are you a fan of the flames, or do we need to cool off? Let us know your
I think it's
thoughts.
dope.
Yeah, looks
Looks
cool.
really cool. Okay, the thing I'm like most interested in this week: community feedback request for shooting stars. After a somewhat rocky start, like shooting star rocky, we're happy to see the community enjoying the latest shooting stars update. We'd especially like to congratulate the Star Miners Discord for bringing the old school community together. I joined the Discord. It's a nice Discord. And there's two CCs called Star Miners and Group Stars, I believe, with spaces in between. So check those out if you're looking for a star. Anyway, the sheer number of players engaging with this update tells us we're on the right track when it comes to our mining improvements, although there's one slight problem we need to address. You see, shooting stars has become so popular that worlds are now experiencing unexpected lag due to the numbers of players logging on to mine stars. The sudden uptick in logins caused a lag spike, which persists until the star is depleted and everyone logs off to find the next one. They go on to show a graph showing the tick time increase relative to the life cycle of a star from just a couple days ago, and there's some like insane drop offs. Everything's even, and then it will shoot up, and then just like that, it will like shoot back down immediately.
Yeah,
Everyone's hopped to one world. Like worlds are like literally filling up with people just doing shooting stars. It's
yeah,
cool to see everyone's pets though, because I mean, like look at the screen, you can see like 30 pets.
it's cool.
I've been to the
But
Hydron.
the game does become essentially unplayable. It is like 3 to 5 times the tick rate as per normal. So
Yeah. Apparently like someone even was at Triple Jads or something at a Inferno and like had like a really bad lag spike, and whenever they like died, they found out the shooting star had just landed there like 2 minutes before, so everyone hopped to their world.
yeah.
Last night I was doing TOA and it felt like it randomly lagged at Wardens, and I was like, is it a shooting star?
Anyways, this is a big problem for the game. If we don't take action to protect the servers, the spikes could become even worse. On top of that, we want to keep the positivity going, so we're keeping the changes to shooting stars while encouraging you all to spread out just a little bit more.
I know myself and a lot of people were worried that they were just gonna get rid of it
Yeah,
and go back to how it used to be. So this is cool.
as always, we're committed to working with you all on the issue, and we've already seen some good suggestions. So we ended up going with the worst of them all.
No. Okay. So we've seen players call for stars to be ring fenced to certain worlds in hopes that they won't affect the rest. However, this still means that these worlds will be extra affected. So we're doing you one better, not worse.
Okay.
As well as creating designated star worlds, we plan to have identical stars of the same tier and location fall at the same time across every designated world, thereby encouraging players to spread between them. We're aware that some of you prefer big stars to small ones and vice versa. We're considering implementing two sets of star worlds, one with a big set and one with the small set.
Cool.
After considering several options, we think that this is the best solution we have right now.
No.
No,
No, it's
but
not.
we are aware that is not perfect. For one thing, these identical stars would all land and deplete at the same time. So, which like just kind of defeats it.
Yeah, I was about to say, reread that sentence.
I know. So it'll be harder to jump to another star immediately afterwards. Secondly, if the stars all land the same place, there may be players who can't yet access the area and will have to twiddle their thumbs until the next set of stars land. We want to work with you to figure out how to best approach this problem. If you have strong feelings about the solution we pitched above, click the button below and it has like a little survey for you if you care. I mean, like I care, but not enough to take a survey, honestly. They do add though, which is nice. In the meantime, it's clear the community wants mining improvements sooner rather than later. This is something we're actively looking into, so stay tuned and keep sending your feedback.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how it snowballed from people very loudly complaining about Duke mining being too AFK to now they're kind of being forced to make mining improvements soon.
Yep.
That's kind of nice. I mean, it kind of sucks that that's what it took, but it's something.
Yeah, something, I
What do
guess.
you feel about it? You don't look as
Um,
positive.
yeah, so there's multiple problems with this.
Okay.
One, also some of these things were sentiments on the subreddit at one point or another, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't take credit for all of this. But one big problem is that like this is like so good for the community. Like that in it of itself is a problem because like this isn't a good mining method.
Oh, it's still like boring.
It's 20k, which is like laughably 4 times less than the worst tick manipulation version. Not the sweaty version, just like the like grandpa tick manipulation
Yeah.
version. So it's not very good. It's just AFK, which
Mm-hmm.
is mother load mine, which is also like
Motherhood mine's
20 to
not.
30k, just slightly less AFK.
Yeah, I hate motherhood mine.
Yeah. So the rewards are decent though,
The
and
words are nice.
I guess it's kind of cool running around.
It's cool talking to people too sometimes.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
think I like that they made more social because whenever you think of shooting stars, you're like, oh, shooting star landed and it's so huge. I need to break it down alone. If anyone else comes here, I'm gonna ban them. And it's just
Yeah.
like it makes more sense for people to be there and for it to be a community thing. But I mean
Yeah.
also people can be annoying.
So I guess my point is they definitely it's like so impossibly obvious that that mining is like one of the worst, if not the worst skills in
Yeah.
the game that it's really just sad.
Mm-hmm.
So not only that, the second thing is just that one sentence
We need to
for
reiterate
their
that.
best for their best
Oh.
option they have here. They say, for one thing, these identical stars would all land and deplete. Those two words, and deplete, at the same time. So
So that wouldn't be every world, it would just be some, they said.
n-
So
no,
they were to be no. We
for these two
as
worlds.
well as creating the star worlds, we plan to have identical stars of the same terrain location fall at the same time across every world.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was like, what do you mean?
it's just like you can't hop around. It's just one star. The
It's
end.
almost like this is not a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this isn't good. The whole point of people liking shooting stars is you could just do it continuously.
Yeah, you could just hop
Because like
around.
one, you even say it in the same paragraph. You say, secondly, if the star lands in the same place, there may be players who can't yet access that area.
Whether quest blocked or what.
Quest blocked, area blocked, level blocked, whatever. They can't participate, so they just sit there.
Mm-hmm.
The same exact thing will happen after you're done mining. Where it's like, all right, cool, I spent an hour and a half mining.
I have to sit for 30 minutes waiting for the
Or
next
we're
wave.
not gonna have any stars up for a while, so I guess I'll just log off or go to Motherload Mine or something and
Yeah.
just do something that I don't like doing until the thing that I like doing arrives.
Yeah.
It is stupid. It's the same reason Hell Tides are dumb in Diablo because they only happen every other hour. It's like
Um.
things like that are dumb.
Well, I mean, and while I agree, I don't know what a good solution would have been.
Oh, I have one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucky for you. So what should happen
Just
is
read this in Reddit.
that stars should not the main problem is the way stars spawn.
Mm-hmm.
That is the entire problem. They spawn in waves with certain level ones dropping in certain areas, so those will always be the most popular ones, and they drop on a cadence. So why not just have stars spawn either
Oh, and
irregularly or all the time?
yeah, like instead of having one wave, all of them are falling all at once.
Yeah.
Split them up into a few waves. Maybe like
Maybe
every 30 minutes some fall or
maybe you're
something.
all like, all right, cool. So on every world, there is a star between this level and this level. Because there's like what? Like there's a bunch of locations on every
Mm-hmm.
single world. So on every single world, you're all like, all right, cool. There's gonna be Every other hour, there's a star between this level and this level. And then the next hour, it's the opposite. So between this level and this level. And on occasion, and on random worlds, like, let's say, I don't know, like 1% of the worlds or 2% of the worlds, there are very high level stars.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones that people want to go to, or the high level people, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that way you wouldn't have people rushing to everyone because they're all like, all right, cool. So every other world has a big, like, one of the higher level stars. We'll just go to those because we don't want to go like hunt for the really big random one.
Yeah, people would just settle for the middle. Like sometimes, I mean, I'll just do like the first rock that I see that I prefer T6 or above. But if I'm trying to hurry and just find something AFK to do, I'll just, if I see a T2, be like, okay, well, that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
And I just turn off the chat.
Or if like you are in a world and like doing like mining and it's like running out and it's like a small rock, as soon as that one depletes, 5 minutes goes by, another one, not in
People
this not in
wouldn't,
the same area,
yeah.
obviously, because that would be foolish, but same world, different area, and it's the opposite. So if you're mining a high level one, it's a low level one.
I don't know. People would complain and said that like it's a lot of people's problem with this is it's so AFK. People would definitely complain more if the rocks were like never ending.
Who cares? I mean, you could just do the Duke mining, which if you had an auto hotkey every 25, or what is it? Yeah, I think it's like every 25 minutes is when the AFK timer goes up for it. Then, or 15, who cares?
25.
Then you could just have it click for you again.
People were having stuff just holding on their space bar.
Well, not even that. You could just literally have something like a program make it so every 25 minutes it just clicks one time.
Mm-hmm.
Or
But
you
I
can
mean, if
just,
you have a hold in space bar, you won't get in trouble. If you have the auto key thing, you'd get in trouble.
sure, yeah. Anyways, recently I have found the RuneScape bots subreddit, so I'm not so sure about that. But anyways,
Sus.
you can also just set a timer to come back. Like that is infinitely more AFK. You're not sitting here for 25
It's not,
minutes.
well, it's not a thing anymore, but like before. You can only do Duke for 5 minutes now.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, it's still 5 minutes is a pretty good amount of time,
Yeah.
and you can still just like set up things to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just like AFK things, like I said, it is 1/4 to 1/5 as slow
I
as
know.
the good leveling
I saw
versions.
like one person complaining about how if everyone is doing like AFK skills, like if everything has stuff that could be AFK, like the worlds are gonna look so empty and sad and stuff. But I just don't think that's true at all. Because there's like tons of people that I've asked like about shooting stars, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm not doing them." Like they get
Yeah,
bored. Yeah.
that doesn't make sense. Like that just means that they really aren't paying attention because two of the most AFK things in the game are mining and wood
Woodcutting.
cutting, and both of them get people out in the world more than any other skill,
True.
especially recently.
Stuff like construction, you're literally in an instance area.
Yeah, like yeah, construction. Like what you think like, oh, all these other skills are really cool if you're able to just sit there and do crafting, which gets you a million bajillion XP per hour, but you have to be, doing it a lot. You're sitting at the bank. Like
Yeah.
how interactive is that?
Yeah. Bank
Like
standing skills kind of
you're
suck.
like, "Oh, I see all these people out in the world every time I teleport to the GE." Like who cares?
Yeah, I don't think it will drastically change anything because like for me, I go and AFK this all day. Normally, I would just be logged out. It's not like I mean, I'd be at like MLM for like an hour and then I'd probably stop paying attention and get logged out. So, I mean, it's keeping me online more.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't see it as a problem. So, but yeah, so anyways, my vote is that they fix this by fixing the spawning issue, just having them spawn all the time.
Hmm.
Have them be up heck before when the star gets onto like the last part and it's about to deplete. I don't care. Spawn another one right then. I really don't care. Like they should just be up more often so that people aren't
Having to dramatically hop
bombarding
all
these
over.
worlds.
Yeah.
Like they're still gonna have to go search for each of these locations for the star that they do want,
Yeah.
but don't make it a thing where it's like, oh, world 5505, everyone get here,
That's kind of how it
and
is.
then 800 people, literally 800 people go there.
If it's a T7 to T9, that's how it is.
Yeah, ridiculous.
But
That's just foolish.
yeah.
For them to think that that's the best option is also foolish.
I'm just glad that they're doing something and actually like realizing that mining sucks.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Better than nothing.
There's also a tiny merch store update. So Angelscape's iconic skill cape keyrings are now back in stock. You can get them in any of the skills, and I think that's the music cape. What do you think? Does that look like the music cape?
Yeah, it
Oh
looks
wait,
like
or is it
it's a
RuneScape 3
guitar.
skills?
No, it looks like a guitar.
But
Like
that's RuneScape 3.
electricity.
It's
Yeah.
like a light bulb. But yeah, there's so many of them. There's a lot. Check them out.
Yeah, I think maybe music playing is a skill in RS3.
Bartery.
Bargery. I've seen so many people saying that they're quitting RS3 for OSRS because of the Game Pass stuff.
Oh, the microtransaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying. If you don't know about that, a quick chunk and read is they've had microtransaction for whatever, but now the microtransaction is actually going to affect the game,
Yeah.
like how well you do in the game. So it's kind of become pay to win, which sucks.
Yeah.
PvP world stuff. The PvP arena is using Zerker loadouts.
Huge.
Check it out. But yeah, that is it for the updates this week.
Yeah, not a ton to go over, but we somehow made it long.
We tried.
Yeah.
Um,
Speaking of long, we have a few questions we need
yes,
to ask.
we
Or
do.
ask and answer, rather.
Our first question is from Matt over on Discord. It is time to talk about OSR's biomes. There are a ton of biomes in OSRS, including every one of them from Candy's, is it Candy? 1961 Animal Ecology Study, except for grassland. I mean, there are areas of the OSRS that are open and grassy, but in my opinion, there's no true grassland. I see a grassland as somewhere like in the middle of the US where buffalo are running around, or in the African plains where there's high grass where the predators hide and stalk prey. So, two questions on this. The first, am I mistaken? Is there somewhere you consider a grassland? No. I don't think so. There's places that I feel like are like barren, are supposed to give off grassland vibes, but like not quite.
There are two spots I wouldn't consider grasslands, but are, I think,
Intended to be?
very close. One being the Piscatorian hunting area, and two is gonna be also another hunting area, and it's the south of the Fell Dip Hills.
That's where I was thinking of too,
Yeah,
actually,
so
that
both of
one.
those areas obviously aren't as open as grasslands, but there is like fairly, especially in the Piscatorian one, there's fairly few trees and probably as much open area as you'll find in the game, if I had to guess.
True.
But and
Second one's where I was
there's
thinking as
grass.
well.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't think there's any actual grasslands though.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Also, I not really too mad about that. It seems like a kind of like a boring area.
Okay, well, follow up. Question two is, do you think a grassland would be cool with new predators and hunting opportunities, some nomadic tribes, new farming, possibly a new natural disaster addition to the game engine, where a fire could start up and randomly and inflict damage until you possibly die? I don't like the natural disaster. Okay, well, I love it because it sounds hilarious, but I don't think that would be practical. I think that'd be a cool area just because now we're talking about the Hunters Guild. That seems like something that could be next to the Hunters Guild. It's just like kind of like herbivore, you know, you're going around and hunting it, but it could be like their tracks lead into like grass and stuff, and your
Yeah.
character's like rummaging around. I think that could be cute.
Yeah, I think I don't really think the grassland area would be good or bad. It would kind of just
It'd be there.
exist. I don't think it would be necessarily like a remarkable area.
Yeah, it would just be another area.
Yeah.
Grassland's not my favorite in real life biome, so
Yeah, I think it would be cool. It'd be a cool reason to implement more hunting stuff, but I don't think it's a good enough reason to implement hunting stuff just or implement it for hunting stuff rather.
yeah, it would just have to be an addition if for some reason they needed it for like a quest or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I do like the idea of random events like that because there
That
used to
could
be
kill you,
well, yeah, because there used to be random events like that.
like the chicken. The chicken, I guess, would fight you. Evil chicken.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, there for anyone that doesn't know, this was before we started playing heavily, but back in the day there used to be like random events, kind of like how, you know, Dr. Jekyll shows up, but they would actually hurt you.
Yeah. I mean, it's scary because the
Potentially.
hardcores now.
Yeah, potentially. So like I mean obviously you could like get away or, you know, do whatever was needed in order to like make it so they don't attack you, whatever. But they got rid of that. I think it would be cool if they added something kind of not like it would be deadly, but it would be like kind of random and just to be like a thing that happened.
Okay.
And it wouldn't be all the time, like maybe once every 30 minutes they would pick like a different area in the game. So it wouldn't be
Catch it on fire.
it wouldn't be super often, it wouldn't be super deadly, and you'd know about it beforehand. So like maybe every once in a while,
What would be the point?
oh, just to mess with people. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it'd be funny, but I don't think there'd be any point.
I think it would be cool to add like more like themes to the zones and more
Kind of like if there's
light
weather in
like
zones.
more yeah, more liveliness
That's why
to
I
the
do like the
zones.
weather plugin. I haven't used that in a second because it makes it kind of slow for me.
Yeah. So like, and maybe they could be like interesting things where it's like, all the goblins in Lumbridge. And I was thinking like maybe like 30 minutes, one thing will happen in each zone.
Yeah.
Like, and it cycles. So it'd be like one thing happens near Varrock, and then like 30 minutes later, something happens in Mauritania. Then 30 minutes later, something happens in like
Every
Lumbridge
30
area.
minutes, something happens somewhere.
Yeah, it could be an hour, it could be a couple hours, just like random, but like something that's like, oh, cool, this is happening. I haven't seen this before, or like, oh, this doesn't happen too often. That's kind of cool. Maybe I'll go like mess with it. But it'll be like, oh, all these goblins in Lumbridge. It's like, oh, the goblin leader's going on like a rampage or something.
I think it'd be cute, but I think that it would just be like background noise like after 2 times.
Well, yeah, it's not gonna be like occupying, a lot of your time or anything like
Hmm.
that, but it'll be like, oh, maybe the Yetis on Ice Mountain are throwing like snowballs and they're like picking up speed, and like you'll get a message, or like if there's clouds, you'll like see them like building up, something like that.
Yeah.
And then so you'll know you're like, or it'll be like, oh, you can hear the war chants of like the goblin leader, so you're like, oh, I don't
I like
want
how
to.
you've gone from natural disaster to NPCs are just being weird.
Well, that's kind of like a natural disaster. It's like
I guess so.
natural things in the area. And then
Fair.
so it's like that, or it could be, cuz I mean like there's so many times you can get struck by lightning before it's boring. So it's like,
That'd be funny if you had like a 1 in a million chance of being struck by lightning at any time in the game.
yeah. And I'm not like
Dying.
and also I'm not like super committed to this idea or anything. I just think it's like sounds interesting,
Hmm.
where it's like yeah, so like, oh, something like that happens and you're like, I say the warning message. I kind of just don't want to deal with this. But like if you're AFK or something like that, then maybe just don't be AFK. Like Iron Man well, one hardcore should know you log out. Like just
That's what I
if you're not playing
hated
the game, you log out.
whenever I was training like on hardcore. I'd be scared to even like stand in a bank if I had to go pee. I'd be like,
Yeah.
what if something
It wouldn't
happens?
happen at like these natural disasters. Wouldn't happen at like safe areas, so like banks and stuff like that. Like it wouldn't happen. It's like, oh, in the GE there's gonna be a goblin army. Like no, it would make sense, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't happen to like those areas. So
I think it'd be interesting, but I don't like it that much.
yeah,
I
I just
think
think
it
it'd be kind
sounds
of cool.
it looks like it'd be it look cool, but I'd be scared of my hardcore because I just don't want to die.
You don't even play your
I
hardcore.
looked at my hardcore today.
Oh yeah, what'd you do?
Looked if there's a nature rune for Nella.
Nice,
Anyway,
nice.
our next question is from Harger over on Disc. Can't remember if you guys have discussed this before, but do you worry that with sailing the world will be too big and will feel too empty? I doubt Varrock will ever feel too empty, or most of the mainland Gilnor, but what about all the new areas after they stop being new? Um, so Harger's gonna have two questions. That's the first. I am not worried about it, but that also just happens with everything in the game. Like DT2 and stuff, Like it had that entire underground city that was just found and stuff, and now you go there to get Whisper and like that's it. There's so many areas that are just dead on arrival. I don't think that sailing will really be any different. I think it will have some stuff, but in general, I don't think it's gonna be like so bad or anything.
Um, I think that I do think that sailing will make the world feel not hugely so, but it will make the world feel more empty.
You think so?
Yeah,
But
because
they said you'll see people and stuff on the ocean.
yeah, what if you're not sailing, doing any of the other 23 skills?
True.
Yeah, you probably won't be there that often, especially if you're 99. So, yeah, it will make the world feel bigger and also a little more empty, which is unfortunate. And you bring up a good point that I've kind of felt like for a long time, and you can see evidence of this in other games that have been around for a long time, like World of Warcraft, because the game, gets expansion after expansion. I think there's
Hmm.
14 expansions for World of
People
Warcraft or
just
something
stop
like
going to
that.
some places.
Yeah, the game's like 20 years old. It's cool because you can level anywhere in World of Warcraft now, but bro, you're not seeing people.
Yeah. No, that's how I feel sometimes like doing clue scrolls and stuff. And I'm like, I've never seen anyone over here.
Yeah. That's why I'm always more of a fan of not expansions. Sure, you can make an expansion and expand on an area,
You
or
like more revamping of areas, right?
yeah, or expanding something else. I personally am a fan of adding verticality to areas. So like for instance, Lumbridge.
Yeah.
You would probably not go back there nearly as often if there wasn't the Dorgish Khan under it.
True.
Just because that's where the bank is, that's where Dorgish Khan is, and that's also where the caves connect.
I
So
mostly go for like beginner clue scrolls.
yeah, but I mean, obviously, there's other reasons you go to Lumbridge, teleports and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just like
That's why
one
you go.
example. I mean, there's tons of like reasons for like going to Taverley. Like a lot of people don't go to Falador a ton or to Taverley a ton, but you are probably going to go there quite a few times for the dungeon at one point or another.
I go to Taverley every day for my magic tree, and that's it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, stuff like that, like underground stuff, I think is cool because it's there, but it's not there. And
So build
so
stuff up or under rather than expand new areas.
well, yeah, because like it makes it so people have to go to an area they've
Mm-hmm.
already been to, which makes the area feel more alive, even if they disappear quickly after that.
Yeah.
Instead of if you expand and add a new continent, then they're just not there.
Yeah, everyone's just spread out too
Yeah,
thin.
they're just on that entire new continent. Like when you go to Varlamore, you're not gonna be like, all right, cool, gotta go to this dungeon. Let me travel through Lumbridge. No, you're gonna teleport to Varlamore and you're gonna be there.
Yeah.
So that's yeah, like you're not existing in the old world at all. Whereas like dungeons or I mean, I don't know how they would add verticality upwards, but like that just
The building's
doesn't
not 2 stories.
yeah, exactly. Where like that just doesn't exist. Like you're not going through the old world if you add like new areas.
Yeah.
Which yeah, like I said, that happens in World of Warcraft. There's like so many areas in World of Warcraft that people don't even like really know exist. There's an entire like zone and city underwater that I'm sure like half the player base hasn't been to.
No, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the game that people already don't go to.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they're ever going to stop adding new stuff that people will not go to.
Yeah. I mean,
Straight up.
it's unfortunate, but yeah, that's they probably won't, but that's the problem will only get worse.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they add Var more, so it's like, all right, cool. So you only spend, you spend most of your time on the left half of the map. It's like, who are you gonna see in
I think they
Mauritania?
just need to, whenever they add new areas, make them smaller, more condensed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, compare Varlamore to like how Mauritania is. Whenever they made Mauritania, they made it massive, so there's gonna be lots of areas you don't see people. Whereas Varlamore, like at least on the map, it looks much smaller.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just yeah, with so many people condensed with sailing and with Varlamore both being mainly on the left side of the map, bro, you're not gonna see anyone in the desert
I
or
think you're going
anyone.
to.
I mean, you'll see them
It's like
doing
we were
like
talking about like the shooting stars and like AFK, how you're not going to see people. There's always going to be people doing everything in the game.
yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, people. I know a lot of people aren't even interested in the Hunters Guild. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, it depends on what's there, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. But yeah, I don't know. It'll just get worse over time. So
Have that to look
unfortunate.
forward to. Second question from Harger: do you think the world will ever be considered complete? And if it is complete, do you think they can make it round so that you can sail east or west and end up in the same point again after circumnavigating Gilnor? They could still add other areas like Xanaris, Cosmic Plains, Dungeon, etc., even if the surface is round. I don't think it'll ever be complete. I think
No.
it will be complete if they ever decide to stop updating the game. But even then, I don't think it will seem complete. It will probably just be random. Like one day they just decide that they're stopping.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll
no.
ever be complete.
I
Honestly,
I don't think so, and I hope not
I hope not
because
either.
that is just so boring.
Yeah, because like that's like with Animal Crossing. They haven't updated Animal Crossing anymore, and like it's just so much less fun when you don't have new things to look forward to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because yeah, I don't know, man. Like I don't know, well, like complete. That just means like there's like no
they're
new
done.
stuff. Yeah, like no, I feel like well, if the game dies, I still don't. I think the game will die before it gets complete.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and for the if it was round and stuff, I don't know if I'd want to sail in a complete circle or not. I
Well, I
kind of
mean, yeah, the
I
world's
kind of
flat,
like all the
but
different. I mean, they say that it's actually round. They said In the game, sorry, not in real life. In real life, it's super flat.
Let's calm down.
But I don't think I like it because I actually like that there's just like ports and stuff everywhere. I think just sailing around the entire thing would make places like kind of dead.
Also, it's kind of just like not useful.
Hmm.
Like if you're gonna sail to the other side, like
It would just be to do
you
it.
might as well have just started on the other
I mean, I
side.
guess it seems like something that would be added to diaries. Sail around the world.
There's no like difficulty to it though. It's like, oh, I went to the left a lot.
Well, we're getting sailing. Maybe it'll be difficult.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, that is it for the RuneScape questions. We have a couple in real life questions though. Well, we have like a in real life question. Before I say them though, I did want to share some more answers for Ivor's question last week asking favorite books. Matt said Great Expectations. It's known as being pretty long and boring, but I always had a crush on that time period in London. I have not read that straight up. Harger even responded to this saying, that book is long and boring. Sorry. But Harger's favorite is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Anyway, for our new question, what is your favorite biome? Matt's is the coniferous forest. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, it's
Coniferous
a
forest.
forest of conifers.
Yeah, we have an entire list of biomes pulled up. I know mine. What's yours first?
Mine is the Galapagos Island biome.
What? Is that a biome?
It is a
Where
biome.
is it? It's not even on this list.
Yeah, that's not on
Oh,
this
but it
list.
is its own biome, huh? Because a lot of those things are only found there.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good
it's
answer.
definitely its own biome.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It might not be in Kenday's 1961 biome list, but it is definitely a biome.
Is it just because like the variety of stuff there?
I just think it's like kind of like beyond this world as far as like how cool it is. Like all the structures there.
Yeah,
It's just like nothing like it. It's like really cool.
that'd be cool to go there. For my favorite, I was torn between forest or rainforest, but I'm gonna go rainforest because I mean the only rainforest we've been to is the one in Washington. It's like the only one in Northern America, I believe,
It is.
at Olympic National Park, and it was really really cool and so green and like just had some crazy green pretty plants that I hadn't seen before. So I'm gonna choose that, but I just like green, so I just wanted to choose something green and pretty, and
Yeah.
that is literally my only reason because like I mean, it wasn't rainforest, but we saw like a lot of forest whenever we went to Washington, Oregon for hiking before, and like it felt like we were like in a Studio Ghibli movie, straight up, like so green and beautiful. So I like that. Robert's looking up Galapagos Islands.
Yeah. I'm probably wrong because it says like there's several types of biomes in the Galapagos Islands, but
You just
anyways,
like that they're all there.
yeah.
Okay.
I like them.
I mean, I'll take
So
that as an answer. I
that's
don't
gonna be
care.
my
I'm not gonna
answer
get precise
anyways.
about biomes.
No, we are gonna get precise about biomes.
Can you please change your answer?
All right, if I had to
Oh
pick
my
one
gosh.
on the list of biomes,
Yeah.
it's the chaparral.
Where's that? What is that? What does that mean? A shrubbed plant community found. No, Robert, that's here. It's so boring. That's what we have. It's just like short shrubs all over mountains and like dry.
Oh, is that not allowed?
It's allowed, but it's just like boring.
Okay, in that case, the shrublands.
I know you don't like the nature here. You're such a liar. He sees it and he'll just like make jokes about like our waterfalls here, which to be fair, our waterfalls here are hilarious. The waterfall that we've been to a few times is like less than a foot tall. It's considered a waterfall. If you look up waterfall hikes, it shows up.
Yeah.
It's great living in a desert climate.
I don't know, man.
You
Like
can answer the Galapagos in that one.
tropics, maybe.
Tropics are pretty.
Yeah, maybe we would do tropics.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
Sure. Yeah, sounds good to me. Let us know your favorite biomes. That'll probably be my question this week on Spotify.
Let us know your favorite biome in Minecraft.
I've never played Minecraft, so I cannot.
Mine is
Sorry.
potentially the savannah
Hmm.
or the
Interesting.
desert.
Okay. I'm thinking of like Terraria. I liked the foresty areas the most.
All right, so moving on. Hopefully you all enjoy the podcast. If you did, make sure to follow us so you get to know whenever we post a new episode, which should be every Friday. And also feel free to
Thursday.
join our Friday for actually some people.
Depends what time zone you're in. Thursday for me.
Anyways, yeah, feel free to join our Discord if you want to participate in any of the questions, join us for some games or anything else
Hmm.
at discord.gg/boonbape, or like I said, follow us on any of our socials.
Yeah, our TikTok and Twitter are both Bunebape OSRS. Our Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch are all Bunebape. I stream 5 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape. I have taken another sponsor since last night. It's called Storm Shots. If you guys want to get your headquarters to levels 7, 12, and 15, you could help support me, and I'll include that link if you want. And I'm going to play some later this weekend, so come check it out. And in general, just come stop by and we can raid together and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's about it. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you all.
Very soon.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Ooh, my favorite is Coral Reef.
That's a good one. Damn, that's a good one.